Hello guys, it's Jake from Whites for Tactical, and today I have the Novritsch SSQ4 gas blowback, all right? It's taken a little bit longer for us to get ours. They've been stuck at customs for about a week, and I currently think everyone else has sold out because we have received loads and loads of calls asking when we are getting them in, okay? I'm going to do a little unboxing. We're going to have a look at the weapon. We're going to take a close dive at the parts, the materials of it, okay? Obviously, we've already done one on the HPA one of these, okay? So this is obviously for the gas blowback version. And then we'll do a little fire as well, accuracy test, and just take a look at it on the range, okay? So, obviously, this is the airsoft replica. It isn't a real firearm, okay? This is obviously just for airsoft, right? So, opening the box up, as always, we've got the lovely Novritsch box. Plain, simple, black and white, no frills kind of box, okay? Cardboard, I did mention this before, would be nice to have like the old hard case boxes, which we used to get with the original SSG 10s, but I think those days are gone. However, as long as the product is good, obviously that's what matters, right? So, obviously here we now have the manual, the online guide, packing foam, and bolt rod as well, right, which we're supposed to replace after 8,000 rounds. Hopefully they keep making these and we have plenty of these in stock for the future. Otherwise, it will be a little bit tricky to obviously keep this maintained and running. So here, the actual rifle itself, okay? So I'm going to move this box out of the way and grab that mag as well so we can take a quick look at the mag. Inside the packaging, just so you know, you get an M-pass in there as well and some extra pieces, obviously parts to fit into the weapon, just so you can adjust your power, which is fantastic, all right? The weapon itself, right, again, is this lovely brushed bronze finish, right? It's a new kind of dual color tone, right? You can kind of see it along here. You've got two parts of the weapon that are more darker bronze and the lighter bronze, okay, at the back. It's a really nice looking piece, okay? You can also see on there as well, you've got the SSQ4 markings on the side, which is nice. It's a nice touch, all right? And we've got all the same parts that we've had on the HPA one as we have on this gas blowback one here. So just to recap on those things, right? Again, if it's your first time watching and you haven't seen this video already, or the HPA one, the gas blowback one does come with a TDC hop that you can adjust, okay? It's got little clicks on it so you can feel when it's adjusting. It's not super easy to feel. It could be more clicky, more clunky, but it's definitely there and you definitely can feed that, okay? Or feel the response on that. Simple kind of CTR stock, all right? Nothing fancy. It's just a standard mil-spec stock on there, all polymer on the back. This lovely bronze finish on the receiver, full metal receiver. Obviously, you have an open bolt system for this, okay? So as you can see there, we have that full open bolt on there as well, which is quite nice. And we have dual bolt release. Now, on the last video, somebody said to me that they just take a while to wear in. I still haven't managed to get this right-hand side working properly. I don't know if it's just me, to hold and lock the bolt back. Again, you can operate it on the one side, okay? To release the bolts, it works on both sides. You do have to push it quite hard on the right-hand side, but I can't quite get it to latch with the right-hand side yet. Maybe that's not what it's intended for, okay? We also have, obviously, the dual mag release. So you've got mag release on both sides, which is nice, okay? You can see that just on there as well. And we also have the ambidextrous fire selector, which is on both sides as well, okay? And it's nice and clicky, very sturdy, doesn't feel loose at all, okay? It's a nice bit of kit. Now, as always, this won't go on to safe until you cock the weapon, okay? Because it is obviously, you know, a gas blowback system. And no, it's on safe, won't operate, okay? Nice features, looks nice, nice and responsive, nice and snappy on the bolt, okay? So far from what I've seen of them, they feel great. This one seems to have a little bit more kick than the HPA one. Again, the HPA isn't intended to be gas blowback. It is obviously a HPA weapon, but it did have a bit of recoil to it. From what I've fired of this so far, this one has a bit more recoil, because I've seen quite a lot of people, you know, referencing in the comments on other people's videos, you know, has the recoil entered the chat, right? Hopefully we get a bit more on this, but having it with an M-pass as well, you know, if you want to run this on black gas or take the power limits up a little bit, but still keep yourself within the sight limits of wherever you're playing or whatever country you're skirmishing at, you can do that if you would like to run the higher power gas, all right? Obviously, this one being gas, a lot of people have said to me, is there a HPA adapter? And currently, I don't know. We're not too sure if they're going to do one because, again, they have the HPA version of this, right? The later part of the year, we're expected to see a restock of the HPA ones, which is going to be back in December time, along with a restock of the gas weapons as well. And they're also going to release the receiver parts top for HPA and for gas blowback separate as well. Therefore, if you have the HPA one or you have the gas one, you'll be able to buy the receiver separate and be able to just swap out the receivers to see and to run it obviously with the other one as well. Okay, so that's going to be interesting to see that. I don't know how much they're going to be or what they are, but that to me would say that they might not release an adapter for the gas version. All right. Now, if people do make them afterwards, i.e. AirTac, I'm sure they're probably possibly hard at work or thinking about it right now, making an adapter for it. Okay, people like Project Airsoft as well. You know, they like to do all that type of stuff. You might end up seeing them into the market soon. So just hold out for those if obviously you are looking for one as well. Okay. We'll do a quick dive on it. I'll get it a bit closer for you, strip it down so you can have a look at the parts and everything else, okay? And then we'll go from there. We're going to take a quick look at the mags and just compare the two mags between each other. So we're looking at a original TM MWS mag here, and we're looking at the Novritsch SSQ4 mag as well. Because a lot of people said to me, look, is it just going to be compatible with TM mags anyway? Obviously, it's a proprietary mag for this, which again is a bold move. I mean, it does look like very many other mags that you've probably seen on the market. However, it definitely isn't a TM MWS mag, okay? So you can see here, obviously with the feed lips, the Novritsch SSQ4 mags, the feed lips are a lot more shallower into the mag than the TM MWS ones, okay? And it also has this little ridge running on the side of the mag as well, which isn't present on the TM, nor does it have the same top blanking plate or the same cutoff feature, which obviously TM does. It all operates on a new system, okay? The mag itself is rear gassed, right? Whereas obviously TM is bottom fill. Stampings on the bottom, there are no stampings. I mean, that would have been nice to put an Novritsch stamp on there. And it has a plastic whole top, like one built-in feed lip, right? Which hopefully, plenty of replacements are around for those. It looks like you can just remove them by taking this off. Now, I'm not going to strip this down. Again, this is just an overview of the mags just to have a look at the differences between the two. But again, you can see here that there are quite a few differences on the mags themselves. I'd say the lips there, the key at the top, sorry, these Allen keys are most likely to remove the feed lip so you can get access to the whole reservoir of gas and give the mag a good service clean for your air seals should you need to do so. The blanking plate also looks like it would remove from the bottom of the mag if you needed to as well for the base plate. But apart from that, again, it just looks like a generic magazine. I can't quite put my finger on it which mag it looks like. I have seen this before. Possibly, it's not WE, I don't think it's WE, but it could be one of the classic Army variants or something similar along those lines that have had this ridge before, or maybe even a G&G mag, I'm not too sure. But yes, it's definitely not a TM MWS mag, so it's nice to get some closer eyes up on that so we can have a better look and see from there. So here we can have a little bit of a closer look at the weapon itself, right? And we can see here the very nice engraved SSQ4 markings on the right hand side of the weapon. Okay, left hand side, not much markings, just the serial number here, which you can see, and you get a bit of closer look at that two-tone kind of finish. All right, again, it's a very well built bit of kit. Okay, feels really sturdy, feels really good. Obviously, bolt release catch, all the rest of it is all in service as well. Okay, it's nice and good weapon, right? Looks and feels the part. That's what I'm trying to get at. Obviously, we've got an emerald rail at the front, so for you to put your attachments onto, if you'd like to put any grips on there, anything else, okay, it's the standard M-lock, and you've got a 14mm thread on the end as well. All right. As far as I'm aware, it is mil spec, so you can change the front end out if you wish to swap it for another handguard or anything similar. But again, depends on what you're buying and where you're at for that. Okay, so just bear that in mind as you're looking at aftermarket parts. You've got the aggressive overextended trigger bar as well, trigger guard, which is quite nice to see here, and plenty of QD points and mounts for you to attach your slings to, single point or 2-point slings if you want to go in at the front end as well, which again is always nice to see. So we'll take apart the pins, okay, just pop that pin out the back. So hopefully we can get a little closer look at the working parts of the weapon system. Now, obviously it breaks into just like an MWS would, okay, so you can see it all there. And right now, obviously we are looking at the trigger group and the rest of the working parts on the inside, okay? So you can see here all of your hammer set, the working bits that you need to see. I'm not going to strip the whole thing down. It looks well greased. Again, this is straight from factory. We haven't fired this one at all yet. It's not been tested or anything. So this is part of our QC we're doing before this goes out to customers or goes to be sold. But I thought we'd do the video while we're here so you can get some eyes on, okay? You can see here, obviously the machining on the side looks really smooth, looks really good. All of it looks pretty smart, to be fair. Even the colour, the anodizing on the inside. Many times I've stripped weapons apart, and on the inside you start to see specks and areas where the Cerakote hasn't quite touched in base where it should be. Looking at the bolt then again, this strips down just like a normal MWS, like let's say, TM or Salvo or anything like that, okay? So taking that out, let's just, there we go, the actual bolt arm, there we go. So, charging handle at the top, pretty simple. It looks like it'll be compatible with any other charging handles as well. And obviously you've got the double release for either side on there, which is nice. And the bolt and nozzle set here, which you can see, has all on the back part here, okay? So it says do not rotate on the side. This is your bolt and that is your nozzle, okay? Nozzle looks good. Seems like a good spring pulling back as well. I mean, it's nice and, I'll say actually it's a bit stiff to be honest. Could do with a bit of grease on there, maybe more. Looks all right, looks good. I've not stripped down a Novritsch one before, but they're not too difficult when you get into playing with any gas blowback, as you probably know anyway. They're nice bits of kit, pretty easy to work with. And this is your recoil rod, which you can see, which is here, which you get a spare one of those inside the bag as well. I'll just assume over time of it firing, obviously there's 8,000 rounds, this will probably machine down and wear down a little bit more on the working parts, okay? So some very tight tolerances here. I mean, you can see here at the top of the little, the recoil rod guide at the top there is so thin at the top. That's really, really tight on tolerance. But yeah, I mean, looks smart, looks good. And you can also see inside here on the hop unit as well, as much as you can see that, because it's hard to get the angle in. It looks like we've got a yellow maple leaf, very similar to a maple leaf bucking in there. It might even be, it pretty much is a maple leaf bucking. It has you can see it's got the metal clip. I like to call it a Jubilee clip, but it's just a retaining clip. It has the metal C-clip around the top rim of the hop rubber. And it also looks like it has the two little ridges in the top, which would be, sorry, I know that's out of shot there. It's got the two little ridges in the top of the hop unit, which would be a Autobot hop rubber. I can't quite get you to see that in the camera. You can just about make it out, but I don't think you can see the two ridges, unfortunately. But it looks to me like it is a Autobot hop rubber, which is a very good one to have inside a weapon like this, absolutely. So it's a good choice there. Whether or not it's original or an aftermarket one, I would probably say it's the original because it looks exactly the same, but who knows. So we'll get this back together and we'll go and give it a fire on the range. Okay, we're going to take a few shots at the target now just to get eyes in to see how we're firing on that target, okay? We're not looking for where it's landing on the target, but how good the grouping is. We'll fire about 10 shots roughly, and we're at the Rift Airsoft CQB site, okay, Blackstone Road, which is... Right, here we are, Rift Airsoft, Blackstone CQB, obviously the Whitesbury Tactical Showroom. We're going to fire about 10 shots at the target just to get a rough grouping and see how it's performing on the target, okay? Now, obviously, we're not looking for how where it is landing on the target, just how good the grouping is, okay? So bear with us while we get in, and we'll try and do a good few shots on targets. Okay, so that's quite a decent grouping, to be honest. I mean, especially for something that hasn't really been zeroed in. I'll be honest, the sights aren't even on, but we're aiming just generically at the target, trying to get a good point of aim on there. It's quite consistent, it's nice and snappy, good response on the trigger. I did have a couple of stoppages at first, but I think, again, just bedding in is just one of those things. This has not had more than, a mag through it kind of thing. So, we do need to get a bit of credit towards, giving it a proper run in, get it bedded in, make sure the hop is set and everything else. But for what it was there, straight out of the box, which is how I like to do things, that was pretty good, okay? Now, we're running on green gas, and we've got 2 5s in there, right? So we're just going to give a little chrono just to see what that's firing at again on the 2 5s. So, for here, fantastic. Mag in would be a shout, wouldn't it? So let's get the mag in, give that a quick cock. I think we've got a double feed so far. Lovely. And we'll give a test on the weapon as well for the chronograph. So we are at green gas there, 0.57 joule and 0.6 joule, 0.57, and that's 224 feet per second, right? So realistically, you could be running red gas on this, maybe more. It's quite a hot day today. It's still, looking at 23 degrees now at this time of the evening. So I wouldn't say it's cold, but that's quite a low joule limit there. Okay, that's quite low on the joule. So by all means, I mean, we could probably put red in this. So we're going to keep running it on green anyway, just to give you a show of it firing. We have put some attachments on it. Okay, nothing that is going to hinder the performance of the weapon itself, okay, but we have got that vortex crossfire on top, and also one of the Knight's Armament suppressors on the top there with the built-in flash hider and tracer unit, okay. The tracer isn't on, but we are going to give a little burst on the target so you can see it, okay. Some single shot first, just so you can see the recoil, the kick, and the rest of it, okay. You see it's really snappy, really responsive. The grouping is good for what it is, and again, you don't need more than a fist-sized group with this type of range for CQB. But I reckon you'll be fine with this outdoors as well. So on full auto, giving it a little spray. Oof. I mean, that is lovely. And there's that bolt open there, mag out, obviously bolt close. That is absolutely lovely. Yeah, the firing it, the snappiness is really good. It's a lovely bit of kit, to be honest. And £500 really isn't a bad amount for what you're getting here. It's not a TMMWS, is it? Because obviously it's different. It might have the consistency of it, but obviously, giving it a full test in the game area and the field is probably going to be the one to see how it goes. But this is going to be on site with us, Whitesford Tactical in the showroom. We've got a couple on for sale again, but this one we're going to keep for people to, for us to use. And maybe people want to get a little test on it, they can give it a 5 as well if you're popping into the showroom. So yeah, if you liked it, please obviously like, subscribe, give us a comment underneath if you'd be getting one of these, or if you're into it, or if you prefer anything else. Okay, just let us know what you're into. Okay, that's absolutely fine. We'll see you soon.